All right, let's try this. How's the audio sync? I've attempted to sync up the audio with the video, but to be honest, I don't have much confidence in it right now, as I'm trying to open a can of beer and failing. Okay, let's do this the overclocking way. Here's okay, not just the quality but the synchronization as well. Oh, okay, cool, thanks. I'm gonna use one of these empty RAM thingies to open my can. Right, so this is gonna be another sort of slightly experimental stream. So these are my two new cams. Well, there's no audio on that, but let's see. 1 second. There we go. Now you can hear me. So this is my first camera, and here's my second camera. And hopefully you'll all agree that they're an improvement over what I used to have in terms of just webcams. They're both mirrorless cameras. I'm even thinking of getting a third one. But the only issue I have right now is that I have to run them off of battery power. So if a camera drops out like after a couple of hours, then I'll just end the stream. I've bought a few power adapters from China, and they're slow to get here. So yeah, I have to run them off of battery power, but that's all good. It's going to be fixed eventually, next stream hopefully. So what am I overclocking today? Not much yet. As you're probably aware, there is an iGPU stage for Country Cup, and as I'm really annoyed by this weird format here. One second. That's sort of better. I can live with that. So first things first, I've got to install 3Mic 2001, believe it or not. 3Mic 2001. God damn it. That takes me back. And you know, I've never run it on Windows 10. Apparently, as the installer doesn't even start. Let's try that with administrator. What's going on here? Hello? Yeah, apparently there is a way to get current gen Intel drivers running on Windows 7, but they actually only released for Windows 10. So for now, there's some sort of like a hack where you can right click and install it anyway. But for now, I'm not going to bother with that. But it would be good if I could install 01, which doesn't seem to be the case. It's just gone missing. All right, let's copy it over again. Well, we're about to find out, aren't we? If you can overclock the iGPU. Oh no, I ejected it unsafely. Just as the installer starts. God damn it. All right, let's try that again. Let us try that again. Well, I'm glad at least that now it's not going to recognize the USB stick anymore. But it is a good question. Like, how do I overclock my GPU? I can't do it in Afterburner. Is there some sort of a right-click thing? No, not really. Let's go into BIOS. Let's figure that out first. Yeah, that's the hardest part, isn't it? So yeah, with the audio sync, it's pretty simple. I mean, I obviously don't use the audio from the camera. There is an inbuilt mic, but I just throw away that audio. That's just garbage. So I have my mic right here, but since it's two different sources, that leads to a little bit of desync, especially because when you're capturing mirrorless cameras, you get like a lag basically. So let's say the audio from the mic is instantaneous, but the picture from the camera isn't. So you have to delay the audio. I think you get what I'm aiming at. Let's just max all this crap. Graphics current limit. Yes, of course I want that to be really, really high. Configures the graphics ratio. 60 is the highest. Let's go. Ooh, I don't know what stock is. Ooh, that's a really good question. Okay, let's try 20. Let's see what 20 gives me. It's probably not going to apply, but yeah, I'm still not happy with my internet. I know this is a, I mean, this is a weekday morning, weekday evening, so it's the worst time to do anything streaming related, but my internet used to be perfect and now it's really, really crap, so it's kind of disappointing. So I think this kind of stuff is usually in Tweaker's Paradise. GTPLL, that might be graphics related. Okay. Apparently it's not in there. Okay, speed step we can disable. Turbo is on. This needs to be maxed. It's not in here. Let's go like level 6. Graphics. Ooh, there's even graphics LLC. Nice. Graphics LLC. Yeah, let's call it iGPU. Makes sense, right? So 20 booted. It was somewhere down here, wasn't it? I think offset is safer because I don't know what stock is actually. I don't know what stock is. Okay, where was graphics again? Here was the current limit. Okay. So 20 was fine. Let's go 25. All the way. Okay. That makes a bit more sense. 25 seems fine. Maybe I'll just do like Fire Strike or something. I don't really care. I just want to bin the core, the iGPU. I don't really care if I bin it on the actual bench that's required. Loading screen. Maybe that's too high. Let's go plus 0.1 volts and see what happens. So has anyone started their binning for Country Cup yet? Ooh, so this happens sometimes on these Apex boards is your PS2 keyboard drops out. And what you do is you just restart. There we go. So the next improvement for the stream will be a little bit more light. Because I don't know if I can... Yeah, that just looks horrible. That's why I leave my room light off. I need some sort of a video light. Or 2 or 3. Oh, that worked. That actually worked. I'm already impressed. I'm already very impressed. So... Ooh. A motherboard for the 7640. $1250 GPU. I wonder what stock is even. Let's just run through Firestrike, I guess. I don't know. It's an Asus thing. I never really see it for anything else. This is much better than my previous camera, I have to say. I'm sorry, but I like photography, so and apparently videography at this point. We're still waiting for the benchmark to load. The Grifter Serpent's Kiss is today's beer. Come on, System Info. You can do it. I'm not impressed. Ooh, something's happening. Weird resolution, but I'll take it. I will take it. Ah, look at that. MSI. Well, I don't overclock MSI. I have like 60 motherboards and none of them are MSI. This internet situation is demoralizing. So GT1 is done. McLaggers. I'll have to check this shit out on HardwareBot. I don't even know which iGPU this is. Yeah, well. Look at that screen tearing. Beautiful. Anyone have any ideas actually what what it's actually even classed as on HybridBot? World's fastest PowerPoint presentation. I agree with you, 00. I guess it would be HD graphics 9.5 gen, but I really am not sure. Look at that combined. I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't have the slightest idea. There's an 11th gen. I think that's. I mean, there's no such thing as more than 9.5 gen. Now I'm really not sure what's going on. Okay, so it's 1457. Why is it so big actually? Is there some sort of scaling factor? Oh, here we go. Yeah, that's not going to be good for screenshots. Let's see if Turbo V has iGPU support. It does. Hold the presses, ladies and gents. Turbo V Core on the Apex 10 has iGPU support. I am utterly amazed. Phew. Man. Impressive stuff. Really, really impressive stuff. Okay, let's go unlucky 1300. It's not really working, is it? Maybe you need to reboot in between. Let's try like a nice even number like 1400. Okay, let's try a reboot. I know last time I did iGPU, it did actually require a reboot. That was on ASRock though, I think. But that was still Intel, so you know, maybe the same principles apply. Let's see if it's stuck in Turbo V Core at least. Nope. Okay. Well. Let's see if inching it up in bias does anything. So we were at 25. Let's just do like 20, 26. I mean, 26 should be 1275 if it's half, always half for some reason. Let's see if someone has subbed to that comp yet. So here's our Country Cup. And then what was it? Nope. All right. Maybe Italy or someone like that. Okay, so that gave me 1300. Sweet. Does XTU have control? Maybe. Jeez, everyone is just like subbing old school stuff. What about Romania? Like, does anyone? Okay, let's crowdsource this. Intel, where art thou? I mean, 9.5 gen is already 7700K, so that seems a little bit old. But oh, I remember now. It's the 24 EU. I'm pretty sure it's the 24 EU. Let's go to something like Firestrike. Yes, that's an 8700K. If I now compare that, yeah, so Coffee Lake GT2. Yeah, I think it's the 24 EU. So let's go back here. So yes, 24 EU, HD graphics 630. So that's what we're competing up against. And what's our score to beat? I wonder. Or what's our got to reboot anyway to get a bit higher than that. What's our clocks to beat at least? I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to beat the score. So someone is on 1550 on dice. Oh no, that's the 7700. Never mind. $1,500 on single stage. 1,500 megahertz. And 1,400 on water. Okay, so I'm getting kind of close to what people are doing. Oh, it's hot here. I can't lie, it is hot here. So let's just confirm that that's really what we're doing here. Should be at 1350 now. Okay, that's worth another run. I'm always paranoid that the demo is included, so yeah, XTU is a good idea. I just don't want to risk downloading XTU, the newest version, on my already crappy internet. I'm sweating my ass off here. This is like it's only the springtime, but yeah. Weird how it's a different resolution now, or am I imagining that? So yeah, in terms of the stream, I do want to get another camera in that does like a whole room view, sort of like a wide angle whole room view that I can switch to maybe when I'm refilling a dewar or I'm on a break or something. But I do already like the idea of having a rig cam as the sort of startup scene instead of just having a black screen with text on it. I'm glad I have a beer, I can tell you. That's for sure. Oh, 00. Thanks for the gifted sub. Much appreciated. And White Shark is definitely a deserved recipient of that sub. So thank you. Yeah, for those who weren't in Friday's stream, I had very big internet issues, and I was also using my new face cam for the first time. So I think today, hopefully, I can keep the tech issues to a reasonable level. But it's still going to be a slightly shorter stream than usual. Like I said, I'm running both my cams on battery at the moment. It's really weird. I mean, Sydney is a city of 5 million people, but there's no shop that sells AC power adapters for these really common Panasonic cameras. So kind of weird. I wonder what's up with that. And even online shops they all come from abroad, so it takes forever. And to be honest, I have a feeling that the first power adapter I bought got lost in the mail, so that's not that's not helping. I mean, at least the reboots are quick, so I don't mind rebooting as long as um, you know, setting stuff in BIOS really sets. I would have thought so, but all the camera shops basically display all of their inventory online, and then you can select it for like pickup in store or whatever. And none of them had it on their website. I mean, I could call them, but it just seems like they've given up and given up that market to online retailers. So we're still scaling at least. I may as well just save this quickly. And then I might just go up to like 4.5. What's the top score, by the way? And there's my screenshotting utility. Oh, need you. Okay. And that was a 1504. All right, quick reboot. Yeah, I don't know, it's really weird. I really don't know. We live in strange times, I suppose, where high street shopping is kind of dying. I think the kind of stuff that they sell is more like SD cards and things that people really need urgently. I can never tell where that damn ratio is. Okay, let's just be really brutal about it and go 30. See what happens. This is live stream 60, by the way. I can't believe I made it this far. 60 live streams. Something like, I think it's like 200 hours of streaming so far. I still want to do a 12-hour stream sometime. Okay, let's do the obligatory render test. Yes, that is a hang. Make sure it's not. Yeah, it's definitely hanging. Okay, let's give it another 0.1 volts. I don't mind killing the iGPU on this. The chip should still work fine. After killing the iGPU, I just want to get an idea of, yeah, lots of things, but mainly how the iGPU core does. My chiller is set to 20 degrees, which is significantly below ambient. That's only yellow. Okay, I can live with yellow. So how are all you fan folks doing? Have you started benching for Country Cup yet? I think the trick would be to look in. So it's trying to do 1500. Okay, 1500 is a lot. Did it actually apply the volts as well? Looks like it. Still hanging. Okay. Ugh, shut down. That's not what I wanted. Yeah, just for those who missed the last stream, what I also did was I changed up my room completely. I've got speakers now, so I might use some royalty-free music sometimes to cover up the dead times during long streams. Yeah, and my bench table is to the left of me, and it was always to the right of me. So there's so many boards that have the postcode on the top right hand corner, and I just don't want to rely on the post cam when I have it set up. Okay, let's go to 0.3. I mean, what the hell? Doing placeholders. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I can't wait to get my next delivery of LN2 to do some serious binning. That W prime stage, that's Australia's. I'm putting the gauntlet down now. Nobody else is winning that stage. Good evening, Cold Wove. How are you doing? Yeah, I don't know if volts are necessarily doing anything anymore. I'll go to plus 0.4 and then you can call it a day in terms of upping the volts. I'll have to go down in mults. I'm doing 3D benching, Cold Wolf, which I know you're not the biggest fan of. But yeah, just testing some new cameras, basically. When does it actually turn like pink? So let's see, like 0.5. Okay, that's pink. 0.4, also pink. When does it go like straight up red? Okay, the absolute max you can give it is 0.635. Let's try render test at 0.635. Fuck it. I feel adventurous today. Cold Woe, since you're Aussie, do you know the Grifter? This is Serpent's Kiss Watermelon Pilsner. Available at a shop near you. And I'm not even sponsored. Right. Let's now we're doing some serious benching, guys. Plus 0.635 on the iGPU. One of two things will happen here. Maybe one of three. Okay, that's still not helping. Fair enough. The right mobile and CPU. Yeah, that can be a problem sometimes, can't it? Not yet sponsored. I like your optimism. So as far as I can remember, 0.3 was still like harmless, but we'll have to go down in graphics mult. For Vegas, for GPU Pi, because for regular 3D it's not supported. But GPU Pi, yeah, it's lots of fun. Automatic repair, eh? I don't know. Wouldn't that be great if I got a grifter sponsorship? I think that'd be amazing. Probably also dangerous because I drink more beer. But you know, everything is a double-edged sword in its own way. And I'm glad I can hang out with you guys because my employer sent me to this really boring classroom training today, and I was stuck in a room all day listening to a teacher talk. So this is my entertainment for the day. Okay, so we should be at 1450. We are. $50. That's still okay. Let's see if we can pass 30 mark. If I wasn't hanging out with you, I'd just be drinking alone. I can neither confirm nor deny that statement. I should probably make sure that system info is up to date. So 1450 is neither amazing nor really crap if this passes, but we'll see. Maybe it just heats up too much or something. 0.3 additional volts isn't great. So 9 o'clock at night, but still hot in here. The 3 computers I have running are not helping. That's for sure. So GT1 has passed. That's something. I'll up the CPU a bit after this, if it passes. So according to my nifty little geolocation widget on Twitch, we've got 3 Aussies, 1 Canadian, and 1 German in this chat. So people around the world watching this fail. It's funny how it won't even pass the render test, but then 50 megahertz lower, it's just passing Firestrike flawlessly, basically. It's kind of funny. Did my rig cam just die? Nope. While we're waiting for Combine to... I really like SLRs and mirrorless cameras. A blurry background. Maybe I could do a combined photography and overclocking stream. It'd be like if you guys have ever heard of chess boxing. It'd be kind of like that. 2 completely separate things in the same sport. Okay, that gave us 130 points. Now, is that good? Is that bad? Again, who knows? 17, what's first? 1834 is first on dice. GTs. I mean, it's not bad. It's seventh place ahead of Shaggy, and Shaggy has always been a good benchmark. All right, let's not mess around. Let's just up the CPU straight away. That combined score looks pretty nasty. Let me just put Turbo V in there as well, just to give the context on the GPU volts. What's my system info actually? Ooh, that's borderline illegal, I think. But I think it'll do for tonight. Current version is 1.24 and we're at 1.21. Yeah, it's nice having Turbo V in there because it also gives the actual GPU clocks. This is an 1809 Windows 10, by the way. I think that's known to be a pretty decent build. I mean, I haven't done any extensive testing, but so what was that? 1636. Okay, let's do 5G, or attempt 5G at least. Should be no problem, to be honest. Why is it stuck at 49 mult? There we go. I'm always open to any ideas and suggestions, of course, for the stream in terms of what benches to run, what hardware to bench. I think we know the GTs are going to pass. So time for a bit of show and tell, I think. Maybe I should cover the thing. This is a pretty obvious thing, but anyone know what it is? What card? I have hint. I have 4 of them. And it doesn't have any. Yeah, 290X. So I got these from the well-known Australian overclocker Dinos 2022. And these are world record cards. I'll just grab all 4 of them. I have to get rid of my packaging here. Heatsink on with some sensing lines in there, and here you've got your volt mod. Funnily enough, it's not core and memory, it's core and, at least in Afterburner, MSI calls it auxiliary, so it's the voltage you have to modify in order to be able to bench cold without dropping display out. So here's the 3 bare bare cards, and here's one just for testing with the heatsink on, but I have heatsinks for all of them. So way back in the Haswell days, these did 4-way. I think, don't quote me on this, you can always look it up on HardwareBot, but under the Team AU account and under the Dinos account, they did Heaven Extreme all out, so 4-way world record. They did 4-way 3 Mark 03. Not exactly sure what else they did. I can look it up, and you can look it up, but let's do a little bit of test of close up. Since this is a test stream. Oh. It's not gonna work, is it? And our score is out, but actually it's completely wrong. It's completely like not what I was expecting. So why is it so low? 1640. So it only gave us 4 more points. Graphics is identical. Well, that's fine. Physics is 3,000 points more, and combined is also identical. So here you see how little impact physics actually has. Of course, it's off screen. Try and show you like this. So 3,000 more points physics, but it's only 4 more points overall. Yeah, oh, thanks. That's the one. Quickly pull that up on stream as well. Yeah, still actually, I mean, I've got to say, Heaven Extreme has moved away from 4-way. So it used to be a bench that you could get the world record in 4-way, but now it's moved towards, I guess, single card, or is it 2-way? No, it's single card. So on the 2080 Ti, basically, you're better off just LN2ing a single card. But back then in 2013, you would just actually just air cool 4 cards and get an overall world record, and it's still third for 4-way, which, you know, 6 years later is pretty good. Only 3 cards running. Yeah, that's it's always the thing, isn't it? With these cards, I don't have a dedicated an actual crossfire bridge. Let me see. It's buggy. I don't want to call foul play here. I mean, it certainly happens on HardwareBot where people take a rig pick with multiple cards in it and then actually sub a run with fewer cards, because for that generation of cards, having fewer cards enabled actually gets you a better score. So I have seen that as a genuine mistake, but I've seen it also in situations where I've suspected foul play. But I think in this case, I mean, your guess is as good as mine, but I'm going to say that it's probably a GPU Z bug rather than an actual bug, you know, an actual attempt to sub 3-way as 4-way. That just doesn't make any sense. All right. Anyway, we've got to find some more performance somewhere. And where are we going to find that? Encore. Encore is a good is a good place to start, I think. Let's save this profile as iGPU. And if anyone wants me to run anything like quirky, whatever is on this install, I'm happy to run 3 Mark, like Night Raid or whatever. Time spy. Okay, so where's our Encore? Turbo cache. Ugh. I hate how Turbo V does that. Let's do like 4.6. Okay, that's applied. Yeah, so I mean, I'm obviously going to bin through those cards, but I'm not sure what I want to do with them. I bought them because they were for sale and they're good cards. They're pre-modded. I mean, you're talking like that would take me maybe 10-15 hours to like mod. Well, that's an exaggeration, but it would take me a significant amount of time to mod the cards if they were unmodded, and there's always a chance of killing something. So, and they clock well, you know. So I might try some single card 290X, but those scores are really, really high. Maybe like cold two-way could be interesting. Let's just have a look at that actually. And while we're at it, let's also check out the 03 record that I was talking about. So four-way. That is a bit annoying how HardwareBot doesn't let you sort of link to multi-way configurations. You always have to re-click the same tab over and over again. Slow interwebs. Oh, I misremembered that. Maybe it was like three-way or something. There we go, yeah. And this is actually on LN2, so this might be slightly more interesting for you guys. Yeah, so they went three-way. I don't know why, but fair enough. And what did the cards actually do? They did 1300. Well, three-way is tough to run, so. And you can see there, that's literally these cards. You can see it right here. These LCD displays are here. The same site mounted LCD displays. Yeah, so interesting to own these cards. Oh, there we go. Stepanzi, Vivi, Sniper Oz, Dinos, and Team AU, aka Young Pro. And I mean, that's still a really good score. I mean, that's still a 6th place score, you know? No, I didn't get them through the forums. I know Dino, like personally. He doesn't sell anything on the forums. He's kind of quit overclocking completely, and he's really only selling to people he knows. Wow, that score isn't great. Yeah, and I mean, we've benched Country Cup the last 2 years together, 2 or 3 years already. So yeah, he just knew I was around. You know, he doesn't have to package it up because it's hard. That kind of hardware that's modded, it's really hard to put enough fluff around it and stuff to actually get it shipped somewhere in one piece. I'm not saying it's impossible, but still only 1643. RAM, gotta do RAM, right? At least tighten it to CL12 and see what happens. I'll literally just do that first. Come on, bias. I think this one's all right. I don't want to stay around 1.6, let's say. And let's keep the mult low for now. Talking about hardware board forums, it is a bit of a shame how overpriced a lot of the stuff on there is. I can sort of understand why people do it, because they do tend to put a lot of time and effort into their binning and stuff, but when people are like selling a 9900K that's bin for €1,000 or something, I just find it a bit disingenuous. I don't know what the right word is, but I think you know what I'm talking about. Okay, there we go. Close that. And just making sure that our timing's applied. Indeed they have. And now just applying core. Just double checking, yeah. So it's an 1809. It's weird too how in Turbo V sometimes Encore doesn't apply. Okay, let's see how much we get out of that. I wonder if this thing would actually run Time Spy. Indeed it does. Oh, and this guy isn't even at a high frequency. We might have to snatch the easy gold there, or well, I'm not sure about how easy it is, but $8,700T. I haven't seen that before. What does that even mean? Is that just the 86K being recognized in a sort of weird manner? Yeah, system info doesn't recognize the GPU clock correctly, does it? GT2 coming up. Yeah, eBay is a funny one. I don't want to sort of be too much of a... The name thing on CPU Z is a guess, and it's very often wrong. Yeah, that's true. That's very true, Cold Wolf. TR low power chips. But yeah, why is 8086K being considered a low powered chip? It's the absolute opposite of a low powered chip. eBay, I think some money laundering goes on eBay. It's really funny. Like, you would have something that's worth like $200 selling for 1,000, and I think what happens is people are using eBay to money launder. Like, they put up a fake item and sell it to someone they know, and they don't mark it as being sent, and the other person marks it as being received, and they both give each other positive feedback, but actually all that happened is dirty money went from one account to another. I don't know. Maybe I'm being a bit too like out there, but I think that kind of stuff happens. eBay can't, like, if it's a no reserve auction, I think eBay can be good. Whereas I think HiRobot hardly ever, because it's the seller setting a fixed price. It's just, for old stuff it can be fair sometimes, but then you also find people like selling like 10-year-old motherboards that aren't even that rare for like 200 euro and stuff, and it just becomes completely ridiculous. Oh well, that certainly helped, didn't it? 1754. Oh, we're close to yeah, we're getting kind of close to first now. Well, we're not going to get to 1834, I don't think, but maybe we can get second. Let's see. Okay, that's getting saved. I wonder how much the Intel drivers improve as well. What? 9,900. Yeah. See my point. I mean, nobody in their right mind actually buys. I think even millionaires are not so dumb that they buy a Mars for 10,000 euro. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just insane. Rich people are smarter with their money than most people, so I don't think it even matters if you're like a billionaire. It doesn't really matter. So let's call that 1754 and no, I just don't believe it. eBay doesn't really have any controls on like bot accounts, fake accounts, secondary accounts. So I think it's just people, a lot of the time it's even people selling to themselves. Let's do small steps. Let's do 3,200 and see what happens. A new Volkswagen Golf. Yeah, exactly. I wish I had some active cooling on my rig. What I might actually do is start a run and then quickly find a fan, because it's just, yeah, I'm at 1.6 and to go higher I need to cool actively. Okay, Encore has applied, memory has applied, core has applied, quick render test, and we're still at 1450. That's good. Yeah, but let's say like Der Bauer has two. You know, if someone came to him and said, "Hey, I'll give you 5,000 euro for one of them," I think he has two. I might be wrong, but that's what I remember from his videos. I think he's gonna say yes. You know, so I think someone who's willing to pay 10,000 for a Mars would also be willing to instead pay 5,000 and spend some time looking for it, or like talking to people trying to convince them. Okay, be right back. Just gonna find a fan. did I miss? GT1 apparently. Wrong camera. There we go. That's a bit of active cooling for you. You remember him benching 2? Yeah, I think that's it. I think he does have 2. I mean, he has good ties with aces, so it doesn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if he had 2. So we had 1750. What are we aiming for again? 1773. Don't think we'll be able to do the 1834. Let's just quickly have a look at the 1834 anyway. So it's on single stage. So yeah. And 4400 CL13 RAM. 2T, but still, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, not gonna get there. Let's have a look at the second guy. So we're on combine at the moment. Nothing too exciting going on there. So even second spot is dice, I think. No, it wasn't mats. It was Procon. Water, chilled water at 1400. So my GTs at the moment are 1946, and this guy's GT is 1930. I'm 1 point behind actually. There we go. Okay. So let us save that for posterity more than anything. And then we can just up maybe the CPU multi by 1 or something. And then we'll have second in Fire Strike. And then I might give Time Spy a short go. And that might have to be it, guys. I'm sorry, but I think from what I remember from the last stream, I probably only have like 20 minutes left on my camera batteries anyway, which I apologize for. I wish it were different, but yeah. The way it works, guys, it's a dummy battery, so these cameras don't have a native like AC plug, little round plug on the side. They're too consumer for that. They're not like professional video cameras. So what you actually have is a plastic dummy battery which has no battery and it's just in the shape of a battery, and you insert it as if it were a battery, and then that has a cable coming out of it, and then you plug that into just a DC power supply. Where's our new 1772? Okay, let's just go. I should be able to go. Yeah, let's go like 1.45 on the CPU. That voltage readout looks horrendous, but anyway. And let's see if we can go 5.2. Let's do a quick physics test. But thanks all for watching anyway. I'm not going yet, but I really appreciate it that you stick around in spite of some tech issues, some rig issues, some whatever. I have plenty of issues on my streams. It looks like it's gonna pass. That's always good. 20.8k physics. Now, the wild card in all of this is I'm going to start a new run, but like a full run. But while we're waiting for that, the wild card in the whole situation is, even though I'm behind on GTs versus Nick, he is on a 6 core. So I just had a 20.8 physics or so, and he's on a 18.5 physics. He or she, I should say. And actually, I should get a higher combined as well. So that'll tell you how little hyper-threading really matters in some sense. Because an 8-core non-hyper-threaded very often actually beats a 6-core hyper-threaded on higher frequency. So you've got to remember, I'm at 5.2, he's at 5.8. So 5.8 6-core 6-core 12-thread CPU is beaten at 600 megahertz less by an 8-thread 8 CPU or 8-core chip, quite handily actually. And I'm also behind on RAM, so it's pretty impressive. This might have been the stream with the least tech issues. I cannot disagree. I have to say, I have to be honest about it. I cannot disagree. Maybe you've just watched the bad ones, you know? Okay, let's see. Time Spy. I think Time Spy. Oh, that's on an 87, like a 6-core as well. Hopefully we can beat that. So 605 Time Spy is what we're trying to beat. Please no physics crash. Please no combined crash. I really have to think about how I want to do my layout. Like, let's say I want to have 5 cameras. Can I stack 4 cameras on the right hand edge? I guess, but it's gonna get messy. Combined. Okay, let's do this. Our target is 1774 and combined is 2.7 FPS, which we're probably roughly hitting here. It's always hard to know when the FPS is so low. You don't really know what the average is going to end up being. 70. The target was 1774 and we got 1774. We've beaten this guy by 1 point. That's a nice troll. I'll take it. I will definitely take it. Time Spy physics is not that heavy, I don't think. I don't have to think I have to retest Time Spy physics. It's actually heavier on the RAM than Firestrike physics, I think. But in terms of core, we should still be able to pass it. So let's save the 1774. Sweet. Did that not take? Okay, yeah, there's our 1774. I don't think I even have a maximum set. Oh, I do. Okay, let's see how we do with this maximum. It's funny in benching, you know, it's some benchmarks are out of, 300,000 points and you still only beat the guy by like 50 points. So I sometimes get a bit I sometimes really don't care that much about efficiency, and I find it a bit weird how people care about it so much. But then again, wouldn't you hate it to be running like 2 or 3 pots and wasting it on two? Oh, as my face cam just died. I can swap batteries though, just for these few minutes. I do have one spare battery. Thankfully, both cameras actually take the same battery, which is really useful. Let's see if I can fix this up without having to move the camera. Ugh. Oh. Yep. I just wanted to focus. Okay, that'll be good enough for now. An error occurred. Let's just rerun. I wasn't paying attention, so I have no idea what exactly happened, whether it ran or not. Yeah. So naturally, this face cam is gonna run out of battery first because I have the screen on constantly, like the little flip out screen. Audio clipping. Audio clipping as in my mic, or stream quality seems alright at the moment. Okay, so it's straight up not running because of not enough memory, so I'm just going to quickly remove maximum. Should still be able to boot into Windows. Yeah, probably just the internet having a hiccup. Is it still there now? That's a shame. No, the rig didn't want to reboot. Okay, weird, it doesn't want to run those memory settings now. Let's just give it a CMOS clear. It's so hot. Okay, let's see if we can get a time spy run out. Otherwise, that'll be the end of the stream. Maybe the dims have just gotten so much hotter now. We'll see. That's one thing with Asus boards, they just reboot loop so much. Okay, something's happening. looks good. Audio problem still there? Question mark. 55. Okay. Well then, I'll have to do that off stream. That's really weird that it won't run those settings anymore. Um, hmm. Anyway, I'll put up the Strike score and then maybe even do some O1 benching or something. I think my hardware is trying to tell me now that it's time to end the stream with the battery going out and the audio problems coming up, which I think possibly could be related. Next stream will be on Friday, the usual slot. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. I won't have LM2. I might do like 290X benching, or I'll find some sort of 3D to do. I haven't really thought about it yet, but hopefully with AC power on all my cameras and everything. But thanks for watching. Follow me if you're not already following me on Twitch. Thanks again, 00, for the gifted sub. Very much appreciated, and see you Friday, hopefully.